everyone, I have this much left of Iron Flame for those watching. I feel like I've been reading this for 36 years. I'm only 30 years old. I feel like it's like that is accurate. This shit just keeps going. Hey, everyone's got something to say. It just, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Where are you up to?
Sorry, 623 pages. That's ridiculous. That is.
And what page number are you up to?
Ridiculous. 405.
Oh.
I have a whole book to go. I've already read 6. The fact that this whole thing counts as one book, that's criminal.
Imagine you reading Kingdom of Ash.
Ready? Chapter 43. My neck aches as I stare up and up and up the cliffs of Dralor to where they disappear into a thick layer of cloud cover. Oh my God, how do people read the audiobooks? That's insane. That's a lot. Imagine having to read this whole you'd be there for years, though.
Do you know what's crazy is I read Iron Flame so quickly because I just finished Fourth Wing and then Iron Flame came out, and so I was hooked.
That's insane. Like, I'm determined to read all of that before Onyx Storm comes out on Tuesday. I think I can do it. That's only 100 pages a day.
Yeah.
Just,
I think the key is try and read as many pages today as you can.
girl, I'm trying. Things keep coming up. Just, Rebecca Yaros, girl, come on. Just,
I wonder if the page count Onyx Storm would be out now.
please.
Onyx Storm page.
Oh, it's gonna be like 1,000 pages. 823.
It's 544, so it's less than Iron Flame.
Thank God.
There is light at the end of the tunnel,
About
folks.
time. Oh my days. Anyway, what am I up to? Look, I am terrible at remembering names. Mm-hmm. So when people ask me what I'm up to, I'm like, well, this guy did this, and they're flying to this place.
I want you to describe it without any help.
Oh, well, I just read the name. But okay, all right. So
you're on the street and someone says you're reading Iron Flame. Tell us what you're up to.
So Violet and her brother and her sister have flown all the way to the place that I imagined was like a castle, but it's actually near the beach. So it's maybe like a beach shack. And she's gone into the Colosseum to prove that she can wield the lightning, right? And then out comes this goblin out of this little closet. And he's like, hey, want to kind of kill you? And she's like, no, thank you. And then she sticks his feet to the ground and then she kills him. And then they've agreed that they're going to take all of the Gryffindor riders back home to the mountains, but they're going to get altitude sickness, right? So they got to figure out how to get them acclimatized to being up in the sky.
Do you know what is funny? Is I don't really remember what happened in Iron Flame besides like the main ending. Mm-hmm. As you're saying that, I'm going, yeah, I remember that. Like, I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. I know what's going on.
If people have read it, they'll get it.
That'll
but
make
if you
sense.
haven't, that is a whirlwind of a tale.
What a good book.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice of words. Yes.
I want you to tell everyone about your newly discovered talent.
Guys, listen. The Kraken has been unleashed. It really has. I'm gifted, okay? You don't understand. I have the gift of reading tarot cards. And I've gone my whole entire life without knowing this gift until yesterday.
Like, I wish he was kidding, but
no,
she's actually really
I'm not even
good.
taking the piss. Like,
I'm really good.
How crazy.
How
crazy. I told the future. I actually told the future.
We went to a friend's housewarming last night, Nicole's housewarming.
Yeah, bestie's housewarming.
We went in there being really fucking annoying. It
was so annoying.
We literally walked in past her fiance's family and was like, we're here to rob the place, and just walked straight in.
We were like, oh, that just slipped on the couch. So did that. That's interesting. Uh-oh. Let's put that way. Yeah, we're walking up and I was like, you could go through the back way. You could go through the front doors wide open. This is a burglar's dream.
Yeah.
They're all at the front. And I'm like, oh, hi.
Just interrupt the place.
How you going?
We go in. She's got some friends inside. We say to her in front of everyone, we're like, we're just going to go look in everything. We go snooping
don't mind me.
We go snooping through their whole house. And we come across tarot cards. And so I was like, obviously, we're going to read our tarots.
Caitlin's like, do you want to do a reading? I was like, you know what? Hell yeah.
Absolutely, we do.
Yeah.
And so we sit down and
other people come round and they've like rocked up to the housewarming. And I'm like, you know what? Just do a lap of the house, show yourself through, and then come back here. And then by that time, I'll know what I'm doing the reading. I'll give you a reading dough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we both did it for ourselves.
Yeah.
Yours was like spot on.
Crazy accurate.
Spot on.
Yeah.
When I did mine, I was like, not really sure about this. So I had you do mine.
Mm-hmm.
Spot on.
Blown away.
It only works when you did it, right?
Yeah.
And then people started to hear about Danika's talents. And so
like gift.
They were coming in being like, we heard that there's a gypsy in the room.
Yeah.
So we want our cards read. So Danika was reading people's cards. And the way that we were doing it is the person would have to shuffle the deck. And then in their head, they would have to think of a topic or a question that they want answered. Mm-hmm. And then Danika, you would
split the deck,
split it into 3, shuffle it again, and then spread it out and pick 5 cards. We were doing 5 cards.
Yeah.
So this person hasn't even said what their thing is, and they haven't picked the 5 cards, and they were so spot on. It's not even funny.
Like, I'm not even joking. I predicted the future for one of them.
They were so accurate.
Yeah. And like all of the cards were different for each person.
Yeah.
Like there weren't any double ups actually. And like, all of the picks were spot on to what they were. Like people were getting emotional.
No, like people were actually starting to tear.
I
had to hold back laughter because I was like, what do you fucking mean that Danika is reading people's futures? Like,
no, like legit.
It was so funny. That's easily the highlight of my week. So now we're going to get you tarot cards.
Yep. I'm concerned though that like my power is only readable through that deck.
Okay.
That's my concern. I don't know if that's a thing.
Well,
but
let's
we can
buy
just give it a crack, right?
And worst case, we have to swap Nicole's with.
Yeah, I'll trade you.
Yeah.
I'll trade you. Yeah. But
so fucking good.
Crazy. No, like guys, you don't understand. It was crazy accurate.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So if anyone wants a free tarot card reading,
go to Nicole's, ask for her deck, and then come to me.
Or DM us on Instagram and then like Cameo. You know how celebrities will do Cameo?
Yeah.
And you get videos. We'll do
but
that.
I need them to touch the deck though.
No, I reckon your powers are good enough.
Reckon?
Yeah.
You reckon I
Someone
could just...
message us and we'll test it out on you to see if it's like, and if it's legit.
We'll go to Nicole's this week and then... Yeah, everyone DM us when you see this. And if you want a tarot reading, I'll do one at Nicole's and I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And if they're not accurate, then we figured out that we need you to touch the deck. So we'll have to organise a meet.
Yeah, that's not my power not working, okay? That's the logistics. That's a logistical issue.
But if it does work, we're starting another TikTok account.
Oh my God, and we're starting a cult.
All of that Instagram content is just you doing readings.
I want a crystal ball.
Oh, man. What a week.
I feel like we've lived so many lives.
We had such a busy weekend.
I feel like I haven't even had a weekend.
Yeah.
In the best possible way, though. Like, all the events that we've had have been
considering how busy we were yesterday. Yesterday didn't feel too hectic.
Yeah.
Yesterday was nice and chill for what we were doing. Although I will say, last night, I slept like the dead.
Really?
I was...
Out for the count.
And then I got up at like 7 this morning. And you know when you've had like a real heavy sleep and you're super groggy? Yeah, I was like that. I didn't think I was ever going to wake up. You know what I woke up
to? We were doing a music video for Bad Idea by Ariana Grande. Oh. And the vibe was that we were on dates.
Okay.
And the dates were going horribly. So we kill our dates.
This is a sick music video.
Yeah. It was really cool. Yeah. We looked, big slay. And then I woke up and I was like, oh.
Damn, what a shame.
Yeah. Tune.
Fuck. All right. And then today we've been we're trying to make all this content. Making content is hard. I said it. I don't care.
It's really hard. This goes back to our comment like a couple of episodes ago. It is hard to look cute on demand.
That's what That's what it is. Is like you have to look good and have a personality coming through, and you have to be on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be on in front of a camera.
Don't tell me what to do.
It's so hard. It's
don't tell me what to do.
like the podcast feels so different. Like we just sit here.
It's a vibe.
We just sit here and we just talk like we normally would. But doing content, it's like it's so curated. It's so hard, and I'm so exhausted.
And it almost feels like it's harder to curate to make it not feel curated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it doesn't feel like posed and tacky and cringe. We want it to fit. Anyway, so I'm exhausted.
It's a very first world problem
My
to have.
hips hurt. We're trying to, and like we made like a little Pinterest board of photos that we wanted to get. And we're trying to get the photos. But like
it's very
the
hard.
Poses that were in the example
skinny
photos, they're like crossing their legs. Now I haven't crossed my legs since 1998. Okay, like that's
my legs are public enemies. Like sworn enemies.
No, literally,
they've been having a standoff since 1994.
No,
okay, they do not cross paths at all.
I cannot keep them together. I can't keep them together, let alone cross them.
So much effort to keep my legs together.
That's why my hips hurt.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to cross our legs. Like, I'm sorry, have you ever seen a rugby player cross their damn legs? You can't. It's not physically possible. And you want me to... Oh my God. It's just...
I wish I had decorum. I wish I did.
It's just not for me. Anyway, we tried. That's the main thing. But it's been a week, folks.
Such a week.
And the week's going to keep weeking because we've got a busy weekend next weekend as well.
And then you know what? We blink and we're going to be in Melbourne. What are we going to do for the podcast in Melbourne?
Sometimes that question does come up in my brain and then I go, I'm not ready for this conversation just yet. Because you've taken the Friday off?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So what if...
We check in on Friday, don't we?
Yeah, we fly out Friday afternoon.
So yeah, I won't be at work while we fly.
I don't know. So... I'm sorry, I wasn't on the email chain.
Me in two places at once?
I wasn't on the email chain, okay? So what if we record the Friday morning?
What time's our flight?
Not until like Arvo, like
Really?
3 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we could record in the AM, like
Okay.
early AM.
Yeah.
I'll go home. Anyway, you guys
No,
don't
yeah,
need to know
we
that.
don't need to discuss it.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
Reeling it back in.
But yeah, we're going to
It's carnage already, guys.
we're going to Melbourne in a couple of weeks for Luke. This is what we've got going on, right? And I'm telling you this because I want sympathy. I want all the sympathy. We're hermits. We both got the hermit card, by the way, tarot cards.
We did.
This weekend, we have a wedding. Okay. We potentially have a surprise birthday party.
Yeah.
That's
It's no longer a surprise anymore.
Well, they don't know.
No, yeah. I don't think they listen. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay?
One half of them listen.
We have lots of friends. Okay. We have a surprise birthday party potentially. We have to do another content day, right? Then we have
questionably Moonlight Cinemas.
We can't. I'm sorry. We can't. You want me?
I love that sitting in silence is the thing that pushes you over the edge. No, I would not be doing that.
Oh, okay. Anyway, potentially Moonlight Cinema after a whole day of content. and then I don't know timelines. Then at some point we're going to Melbourne.
Yeah, the following weekend.
That quick?
Could be lying.
I think there's a gap and then we go to Melbourne.
Hang on. Yeah, gap.
We have a gap year and then we go to Melbourne.
Yep.
And we're seeing Luke Combs. Then
Yep.
we come back
Yep.
on the Sunday.
Yep.
That Friday we have live golf.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
a couple of weeks after that we're going back to Melbourne because we have
1,
Formula
2,
One.
3, 4 a month after, yeah.
A month after,
4
then we got
weeks.
Formula One. And then a month after that, we've got Gather Round.
Oh, my days.
And your birthday.
Oh, my days.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's fine. We'll figure it out.
And then I'm not doing anything for the rest of the year.
No, that's me.
No. Yeah.
Nah.
Wow.
Done. There's been some crazy shit happening in the Australian influencer world this week.
Give it to me.
Now, I'm not going to name names because the media hasn't been using names. And although most people who follow Australian influencers have kind of figured out who it is, I think the reason being is because the family are such public figures. Typically, in this instance, they would try and, like, they're not going to reveal the child's identity, but because everyone knows who it is, they are just not saying names whatsoever. Otherwise, everyone will fucking figure out who the kid is, kind of thing.
What are you talking about?
So, this week, there is an Australian influencer in Brisbane, Queensland, who was arrested and charged.
Oh! Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's hard when I can't use names, but she was charged and arrested with poisoning her baby girl to elicit donations and boost online followers.
Now,
so
many an episode ago, we talked about this.
Yeah, we've spoken about this person before, so I think
would know who.
People can kind of put two and two together.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read the details that came from a news report. So the Queensland woman claimed she was chronicling her child's battle with a terminal illness on social media, but detectives allege she was drugging the 1-year-old and then filming her in immense distress and pain. Doctors had raised the alarm in October when the baby was admitted to hospital suffering a serious medical episode. After months of investigation, the 34-year-old woman was charged with torture, administering poison, and making child exploitation material and fraud. Between August and October, detectives say that the woman from the Sunshine Coast region gave the child several prescription and pharmacy medicines without approval. She went to great lengths to obtain the unauthorized medications and cover up her behavior, they alleged, including using leftover medicine for a different person in their house. Police began investigating on the 15th of October 2024 when the baby was brought into hospital experiencing severe emotional and physical distress and harm. Tests for unauthorized medicines returned a positive result later in January. However, the one of the police people said that the child was now safe and doing well. The woman raised 60,000 Australian dollars through GoFundMe donations, which the site is attempting to repay. Police had investigated other people over the alleged abuse, but there was no evidence to charge anyone else. So the woman is due to face Brisbane Magistrates Court on Friday. I don't know if that was the Friday that's just been.
Yeah, right.
So this has been like a long time coming kind of thing. Truthfully, I'd totally forgotten about this family.
Yeah.
Until the news came out this week, and then I was like, holy fuck, finally.
That's interesting that they found that there wasn't enough evidence to convict or to charge the husband.
Do you know what? That seems to be a common theme because look at the Adelaide woman who was recently charged with faking her son having terminal cancer. Yeah. The husband, as far as I'm aware, isn't under the same scrutiny because he's playing the whole didn't know what was going on card.
How much or how little of domestic help are you providing to your partner if you are not witnessing?
But not even that. It's I take that as you're in a way neglecting your child.
Yeah.
Because you take such little care of your own child.
Exactly. Yeah,
you don't
that's
know what's
what I mean.
going on with it.
How absent do you need to be?
Yeah.
To not be something weird's going on.
I kind of feel like...
Not that you would ever think that your partner is poisoning your kids. That wouldn't even cross your mind. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So, but part of me also feels like society, the justice system is allowing men to play that card a bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, but they should be equally responsible for what is going on. You shouldn't be able to play the whole I didn't know what was going on card unless you guys are separated and live in different homes.
Yeah.
What are you fucking doing all day?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Mm.
But yeah, it's like the Adelaide case that's happened recently. You look back to the Ruby Frankie case.
Yeah.
Again, the husband, I mean, admittedly, they'd split up.
That's a bit different.
But the what was going on with her kids was happening pre them splitting up.
Right.
It just, there's this weird trend, and I don't know if it's just being exacerbated because like people have become more switched on and other ones pinpointing it on social media, but there just seems to be such a trend of females with kids who use their kids in such horrendous ways to get fame and fortune through social media. That is get a job.
Yeah.
That's so fucking sad.
If you're only able to get a following from harming someone else, you shouldn't be.
I just don't know why you'd ever want to do that. Like, who is laying in bed at night going, I really want to become an influencer. I'm gonna torture my kid. Yeah. I'm gonna find something to poison my child, put their life on the line to gain sympathy from others, and I'll become rich and famous.
Yeah, I don't know how you justify hurting someone else to get traction online. Like, that's insane.
This kind of goes back to, I've said this before on the podcast where, well, we both have, where it should be illegal to post your children on social media. I think full stop, like below a certain age, but also to make monetary gain off of them.
Yeah.
That should not be allowed in any way, shape or form. I think that, yeah, that rubs me up the wrong way. And I feel like if that was a thing, then all of these like instances would be way less likely to happen. Like, did no one learn from the Gypsy Rose case?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
So anyway,
be interesting to see what they what the sentence is.
I think I have no doubt in my mind she's going to prison for a long time.
You reckon?
Yeah. There is no doubt in my mind. I'm sorry, but like the charges are, where did I say that they were?
Like, what's the maximum?
Where is it? Like torture. How did I lose the words that I was just saying? But anyway.
Poisoning, there
like,
was in there.
These are full-on allegations.
Maximum penalty for torture is 14 years in prison.
Yeah. Nah, torture, administering poison. Poison! Like, of all things, poison.
Well, it was like, wasn't it like a high dose of like anxiety meds or something?
Yeah. Ugh, so gross.
It wasn't like fucking weed killer or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. That's what it sounds like when they say that.
Maximum for administering poison with intent to harm is also 14 years.
So there's 28 years.
Or, yeah. The maximum penalty is 14 years imprisonment if the poison endangers the victim's life or causes grievous bodily harm. Otherwise, the maximum penalty is 7 years.
Well, she definitely did bodily harm. And do you know what the funny thing is?
But if they've recovered, though, then...
Yeah, that's true. Do you know what it's not funny, but the funny thing is that she has documented all of this online.
Yeah, they've got receipts.
This is what I mean. She's got no chance of getting off on this. She is absolutely being found guilty to the highest extent and going to prison because she posted about it. She made a whole persona about it online.
Yeah,
what an idiot. A fucking idiot.
Yes, it's a bit silly, isn't it?
Anyway, so that's what's been happening on that front. I don't think there's really anything else pop culture. Oh, randomly, Jessie from Little Mix is pregnant with twins.
Damn.
Didn't expect that. And there was this news report that I saw about the pregnancy announcement. And at the end of the article, it goes, Jade is the only member of Little Mix to not have a child. Okay.
Round of applause.
And the fucking sky's blue.
Doing the most.
You weirdos.
Yeah. TikTok went down just before.
Oh my God,
US.
yeah. TikTok is not in the US no more.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And I was saying to you before, everyone's been giving the big influencers so much shit for like being upset about it. If Australia,
that's like losing your job.
But not even that. Like even as someone who just posts for fun, I would be distraught. TikTok is my favorite app.
Yeah, I love TikTok.
I tried to cosplay going through Instagram Reels.
No. Yuck.
To see if it's the same.
Brother ill.
The worst content.
Brother ill.
The worst. The algorithm.
It's a different vibe.
The algorithm is not the same. TikTok had, or still has, the best algorithm in the world.
It picks it up. It knows. It learns real quick.
You cannot convince me otherwise. And like, it's so personalized, but in a way that people want it. Damn, I feel bad for the Americans.
So much spare time.
I don't know what I would do.
Yeah.
Dude, if I was a rich and famous influencer, I'd move country.
Like literally, Alex Earl went on live on TikTok until it went down. Oh,
God bless.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Imagine it just cutting. Oh!
That's so sad.
Oh! My God.
Do you remember in like we were in high school, it would have been. I reckon it was like 2012. And everyone thought it was going to be like the end of the world for some reason. I can't remember what it was for. And everyone was convinced that just one night the world was going to end. Did you have that?
I think so, because I remember that day I was like to Stuart, we need to go to the 1D pop-up store in the city. If the world is going to end today, I need to buy my poster and my onesie. What do you mean?
Did you get a onesie?
Yeah.
What colour?
Yeah. It was a pink one.
I got the purple one.
Yeah.
And it was like, I got the largest size that they had, and it's still barely fat.
Yeah.
Barely fit
It left
me.
nothing to the imagination, but that doesn't matter. It was a weight loss goal outfit.
I think I still have it, to be honest.
I think my mum and dad still have mine, because I was like, don't you dare fucking throw that out.
We should frame them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm never going to fit into it, dude. I reckon Savvy would fit into it at this point.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, that's sad. What a day. What a fucking day. Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
What have you been consuming this week, Del?
So, I sat down the other week and I watched Jerry Springer Fights Camera Action on Netflix, the new 2-part docu-series about Jerry Springer. First of all, I think I did know this, but I just completely wiped it from my memory. Forgot Jerry Springer was dead.
Oh.
He died in 2023.
Yeah.
Completely forgot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like researching something for this, and the article was like Springer who died in 2023. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, where is he? So the 2-part series features behind the scenes footage of America's controversial talk show to expose its scandals both on and off the camera. So it primarily interviews I don't know if he was a director, but like the lead producer, like the guy that led the show. So his name was Richard Dominic. And then 2 other producers that worked on the show for pretty much all of it. And then it interviewed like a journalist who was working around the time of the show, and also interviewed one of the guests as well. And it talks about how Jerry Springer, the show, came about. I didn't know this, but Jerry Springer started his career in politics.
Oh.
And then he was like an anchor on the news, and then eventually started his own talk show. And when Jerry Springer first started, it was like really tame and kind of shit, right? And then it got moved to another network, and Richard got appointed to like the lead director producer role, and he was the one that was like driving it to be batshit crazy. And that's how it evolved to be what it was. And it talks about like how they created the show and the formula behind it and what they had to do to get the stories. And it talked about like how they surpassed Oprah as the #1 show at one point, and but also all the drama around the show. And some of the segments that they had on the like the episodes that they had of this show, they had one where this was probably their first big controversial one. This was definitely the one that had the first ever punch up on it. They had the KKK on and then brought out like this Jewish activist group, and they immediately started punching on the second that they all came out. But the fact that they had the KKK on in the robes, I was like, this is
unhinged. That's diabolical.
lost for words.
Yeah. And the crowd was stunned to silence.
They had the Stripper Wars episode, which in the doco series, turns out Jerry Springer had an affair and hooked up with two, well, I don't know if it was an affair because I think he'd split it with his wife, but he hooked up with two of the strippers that had a threesome with them, and then it came out and it was like this whole scandal, but he didn't really get cancelled for it. They had one where someone cut off their manhood. They had
on live TV.
No, just like they'd done it and then they came on TV, because their whole thing was they would find the like craziest people and stories, and these people would call up and be like, and their whole pitch was, this is your chance to tell your story from your side. Right. And like, and so the craziest people would come on, and they say in the show, like, there's a triangle on the map of America, which goes from like Ohio. It's basically like all these like redneck tiny towns are in this triangle. And they were saying that they used to call that the Springer Triangle because 75% of the show's guests would come from this triangle, because it's just like batshit crazy. There was an episode called My Wife Sleeping with My Aunt, I'm Pregnant by My Brother. That was one episode. And then they were showing clips from it, and they like, Jerry was like, you do realize like this is wrong, and both of them were like, no, I think this is fine. They did not see anything.
Is that allowed?
No, incest is not allowed.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, and they went on TV and said, yeah, we did it, and yeah, it's fine. Nuts, right? Then the most infamous episode was one where this man named Mark came on with his horse wife, Pixel. They'd been together for 10 years, married for 5. He left his human family for her. And they highlight this one in the show, and they show clips of it, and he like comes out with the horse, and then him and the horse are like kissing on the stage.
No.
It was
no,
so the show.
No.
The show.
No.
The show aired first in New York, right? That's the first place it would air. It was so messed up that every other station, because by then every other station figured out what the episode was, everyone else barred it. Yeah. And New York was the only place it got shown. Is that not?
That poor horse.
Yeah. But this is the shit that they had on Jerry Springer. Dude, like none of this was fake. Yeah. There was one where this woman had gone on, and there was another woman, and then woman A's ex-husband, right? And he was like dating woman B, but woman A was convinced that she could get back with the husband, right? Anyway, they'd gone on, didn't go well, of course. And then a few months later, around the time that the episode was due to air, he murdered her.
Woman A. Oh.
Yeah. Is that not fucked up? Let me get the full days. Anyway, so in summary, the doco series, as someone who hasn't really watched much Jerry Springer.
I thought it was just like, you are not the father.
Yeah, same.
I didn't know it was other shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was batshit fucking crazy. I just cannot believe that they had these people on. And I mean, who knows? Maybe they lied to us in the documentary, like, whatever. Believe what you want. But the producers were saying that they would work 24 hours, 7 days a week, finding these stories, and their job was to vet them to make sure that they were real, because Dominic, the like lead guy of the show, and Jerry, their biggest thing was everything had to be real. Legit, nothing could be fake.
And like, you think about like vetting and stuff now, where like you've got social media and the internet. They didn't have that back then.
No.
So you're having to like actually,
not
like be involved, but like, you know, meet them.
So the murder one, so the guy's name was Ralph Panitz. He was like German. He was 42, and he was convicted of second-degree murder and received a life sentence for killing his former wife in July 24, 2000. The show had been recorded in May 2000.
Damn.
So there was like a whole lawsuit where the woman's son sued Jerry Springer, and the lawsuit alleged this is way back when it all happened, that the show's producers encouraged Ralph, who appeared on the episode with his new wife, to lie to Mrs. Campbell, who was the ex-wife, in order to get her to appear. And it claims she thought she was there to get back with him. Instead, she learned her former husband had secretly married another woman, even though the couple had continued to live together after their divorce in 1999. The man, upset about having to move his belongings out of his former wife's home, choked and beat her to death after watching the episode on TV at a bar where he was drinking heavily. A spokeswoman for the Jerry Springer show pointed out that the murder had taken place 3 months after the show was recorded. It is not the first time an American talk show had been sued. In 1999, another popular program, The Jenny Jones Show, faced a lawsuit from the family of a guest killed after revealing homosexual fantasies about another man.
Oh, God, that's harrowing.
Just American TV. And then the thing that I found fascinating was from the producer's perspective and like how much work was involved to not only find the stories, get them on the show, but then to rile them up to create
the drama.
A ticking time bomb on stage.
Yeah.
I could not be fucked.
Nah, that's
I really couldn't. Nah. Like, that was their whole life. That job was their whole life.
They really don't make TV like that anymore, hey? No. They're not allowed to.
No, for good reason.
They're not allowed to. So, was it a good doco?
It's only 2 episodes.
Real quick
So,
watch.
I think if you want something that is just jaw-dropping, oh my, I cannot believe it.
Yeah.
This is to watch.
Yeah.
And I think people who, like, if you watch Jerry Springer a lot, or you're like really fascinated about, I think people like that will find it super interesting.
Insight, yeah.
But yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Would you rate it out of 5?
I'd give it a 4 out of 5. Ooh. Purely for shock factor.
Yeah, fair.
Purely for shock factor. I think if it didn't have that, I'd be like, meh, this is kind of boring. The other thing I watched this week was Molly May's documentary series. The first 3 episodes came out on Amazon Prime this week. It's called Molly May Behind It All. So Molly May was a contestant on Love Island back in like 2019, I want to say. And she's probably one of the most famous, if not the most famous people to come out of it. Her and her ex-fiance Tommy, they just like they blew up afterwards, like so many contestants do, but it was like to a whole new level, particularly I mean them as a couple, but Molly May herself, like she literally became the new it girl of Britain. And so this documentary was filmed right just after her and her ex-fiance Tommy Fury split in 2024. Around the same time that she's launching her new clothing brand, Maybe. So in total, it's a 6-part series. The next 3 episodes, they haven't announced when they're coming out, but the first 3 have come out. And I sat down and I didn't watch the season that Molly May was in, but I was very, very much aware of her, like knew everything, not everything, but I was very aware of her. But I don't follow her on socials, like never really kept up with her, just whatever. I loved it. I was so gripped. She is honestly the most normal influencer I have seen in a hot minute. Yeah. And like little things that I found interesting was like she never does press or interviews, never does like meet and greets with fans. She very much is like, she has her online persona, which she curates to the nth degree. And she talks about that. She's like, it's definitely to an unhealthy level, but she's like such a perfectionist about everything in her life. And then she has like a fake tan business. I think it's called Filter. And then she's got now her clothing brand. But beyond working on those, like she's not out here doing like TikToks like a Brianna LaPaglia or she's just very much like us. She just likes to be in her house, not go outside.
Looking after her daughter, Bambi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
seems very switched on.
I really like her. I really like her.
Yeah, same.
And I honestly think she works so hard. She really works hard.
Yeah.
Like the behind the scenes of her working on the new clothing brand. So it like follows the launch of the brand. And there's one bit where they're decking out the pop-up shop for it. And she is across everything. Like she's like making decisions for everything, and her attention to detail. This was what I really found the most fascinating, because one thing for me that's come up most recently is like I don't have attention to detail. And I'm like fixated on it at the moment. And so watching her attention to detail, I was like, oh my God, so like interested in that and like curious about it. And then like all these fans come, and like if you got a ticket to the pop-up on this certain date, then like Molly May was going to be there kind of thing. And it's so interesting. Like everyone's just in her face, like wanting to take photos, and every single person, she's like, of course, like really lovely. But then you can see she's like getting overwhelmed. But she's getting overwhelmed at the fact that like there's so many people, and she wants to do the right thing and take photos for them, but she physically cannot take photos with all of them. And she's like, this wasn't meant to be a meet and greet. And because if it was going to be a meet and greet, I would have like set up a spot, because like she's out the front in a fucking alleyway taking photos. She's like, there's literally cigarette butts on the ground. Like that's where the perfectionist in her is like coming out. And then when the brand launches, it all sells out in like 24 minutes, which is crazy. But then a couple of weeks later, when people start to receive their items, the blazers, the manufacturer for the blazers, they'd approved a certain material, and the manufacturer, there was something faulty with the material, so they switched it without talking to her.
Naughty.
And so the material that was used was really shit, and like was bowling and stuff, and they're like 140-pound blazers. Ooh. And so she's getting ripped to shreds online, and she was like so upset and like freaking out, because she's like, I never approved this. And she's like, people are telling her, don't say anything publicly, like don't make a statement. She's like, I have to, like this is my brand, like these people trust me. I can't not say something. Anyway, I loved it. I honestly recommend it. She deserves all the flowers.
Yeah, 100%.
Big fan.
Do you like any thoughts about her and Tommy splitting?
So when he comes up a lot, like he's topic of conversation a lot in it, and at first it was kind of annoying me, but then I could understand why, because it was so fresh. And then she starts to talk about in the documentary, she's like, I genuinely believe we're going to get back together. Yeah. And she's like, that's why I haven't cried. That's why I'm not upset, because I still think that we're going to get back together. Yeah. And then towards the end of the third episode, she starts to like realize that might not be the case. And then she starts to really break down.
Yeah. There's like a bit that I've seen on TikTok, and it's like the interviewer asks if she's being honest with everyone and herself about the whole Tommy situation. And she's like, oh, like kind of, but not really, because in my heart, I really want us to get back together. Yeah. But at the same time, I know that he has to work on himself. Yeah. And like, I have to kind of accept that maybe that might not be in our future.
And that made me sad for her, because I like really grew to like her watching this. And so when she's sitting there and she's like, I wouldn't have like broken up with him and been fine with it if I genuinely thought we weren't ever going to get back together. Like I did this thinking it's fine, like we'll find our way back to each other
to find each other again.
Yeah. So that's really sad. I genuinely believe that they both like really loved each other. And in the documentary, because when they did split up publicly, there was this fucking ratty ass woman who came out saying that Tommy had an affair with her, and which was the reason that him and Molly May had split. Molly May and Tommy Fury have now both publicly said, because she says it in the documentary multiple times, and he's said it in an interview recently, that they split because he was borderline an alcoholic.
He had a drinking problem,
because he had like an injury from boxing, and so that led him to becoming like a fucking full-fledged alcoholic. And I feel really bad for her.
Yeah. I think if like Tommy can do the work and he can change his life around and like put his family first, I think they'll find one another again, and I hope that they do, because I genuinely feel like they belong together.
I can't see them being with anyone else.
Yeah, no. I feel like, they They love each other so much, and you can just tell. But yeah, he's got to put in a lot of work.
Because how old is he? They're both the same age. Tommy Fury age.
I reckon 26.
He's only 25.
Yeah.
Right? So I reckon give him 5 to 10 years, because men just take a minute. Give him 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And unless things severely change for her, I think that they'll get back together.
I think they both just want a cohesive family and to be a unit.
Yeah.
I think they just want to be together. They're slaying co-parenting as well.
And that's the other thing is, like, you know, how do you get over someone when you're having to remain amicable with them every day?
Yeah, exactly.
For the sake of your child.
Very rarely am I like, yep, these two people belong together.
Yeah.
But they're
I
one
agree.
couple. Yeah.
I cannot believe she's only 25.
I know, how crazy.
Like, the way that she holds herself.
She's so mature and, like, switched on.
And the way that she works, and, like, she doesn't get caught up in, like, silly drama. She's so good, dude. She's incredible.
Big slay.
What did she talk about? There was something that she spoke about. I can't remember now. But no, it's honestly very, very interesting. And
it's on Amazon Prime, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you've got a subscription with them, it's free to watch. God, she's so cool, man. So now I followed her on everything because I'm like, I'm obsessed with you.
Yeah, fair.
I need to be you. And she loves to eat. And you know what I love to do? I also love to eat.
Period.
Then the last thing I watched this week, we need to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City finale.
Oh my God.
Dude, this Salt Lake City just fucking hits different.
It really does.
I thought it couldn't get any better. And then Heather sat down at the dinner and she said, let's play a game. Now, this is batshit crazy. So Heather sits there. I've got fucking quotes where Heather said, I think we should take our phones, go through our text messages, find the worst thing we've said about someone at this table. We're going to hand the thing that you said to the person that you said it about, and they're going to read it out loud to the group.
At what point in that sentence do you not think this could ruin lives?
Like, this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
This is not how we should play with one another. So they did it. So what was the first one? Mary went first. And she pulled up a message that she'd sent about Heather, basically saying that Heather's changed as a person. She, you know, got sucked into the fame and the fortune of the show. She's not a nice person anymore. She's very self-absorbed. That kind of thing, which was hurtful, but it wasn't too crazy in comparison to what's to come. Then we had Angie. Did someone do one about Brittany?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. Angie, hers was about Bronwyn, and this was the most brutal of all of them.
Oh.
Where it basically was like, Bronwyn is like, she's with her husband for money, right? And he's got 1 foot in the grave, 1 foot on a banana peel. Like, I get why she's with him, but that wouldn't be me. Like, I make my own money. Then she's like, Bronwyn just doesn't listen because her ears are stitched so tight to her head that she can't hear what anyone's saying. But then it gets worse. And then it's like, she wears those stupid hot dog costumes to remind everyone that she sucked her way to the top.
When I tell you my jaw dislocated and fell to the fucking floor.
Dude, the way, I don't know how, poor Bronwyn, she sat there.
Reading this fucking mess. And then Angie K's like, sorry.
That's what I don't, after everyone read out the
Oh.
messages, every single one of them went, but I didn't mean it. It was just the heat of the moment. Like, I didn't mean it. I'm so sorry. I love you. You're one of my best friends. I have never.
No.
I have
premeditated,
never
Your Honor.
said,
Premeditated.
No, that is not.
That's insane.
That's messy shit, right? Who did Bronwyn do?
I can't remember.
I can't remember who Bronwyn did. Let me see if I can find it. Then you had... Salt Lake City finale message Brittany. I think hers was about Brittany being fake, wasn't it?
Probably.
And then the funniest one. Oh no, hers was about like seeking attention, being fake kind of thing, I'm pretty sure. And then Brittany did did Mary, where all her message said, she was like, this is the worst thing. She was acting like she was going to go to prison for what she said. And Mary reads it out loud. And all it is Mary's coming over to my house. I wish I'd invited Bronwyn instead of Mary. And again, Bronwyn, Brittany, whoever your fucking name is just...
girl, come on. Be fucking for real.
Dude, fucking insane. And then Whitney came into this episode going, I'm going to kill Lisa Barlow today.
A murder.
She just had it for Lisa in that, it's honestly like she just woke up and was like, fuck Lisa Barlow. And I know she's had beef with Lisa all season, but it seemingly felt like it came out of nowhere this hard, because they were at a lunch earlier in the episode, and the lunch was Lisa Barlow themed, and so they're all doing impressions of Lisa, and it's all going fine and well, and Whitney's it's all fine, and then the tag from her top is hanging out, and Lisa's like, oh, your tag's hanging out still, and Whitney goes, oh yeah, I'm gonna return it when I get home, and Lisa goes, I would never say that. That's not me. I would never do. How dare? And then it just fucking escalated. And then she called Whitney a stomach parasite or something like that. It was a stomach bug or something. It was fucking insane. But then the last one was Whitney's message, to Lisa, where she was talking to someone saying that she had heard from this other woman that she'd bumped into that she had been accosted by Lisa and her husband for a threesome, and as part of the threesome jerked Lisa's husband off.
I completely forgot about that bit.
And in typical Lisa fashion, Lisa lost the goddamn
I feel
plot.
like it's the other way round. I feel like Lisa had a vendetta for Whitney.
I think, Lisa
I feel like she, no matter what Whitney says, Lisa will found a way to spin it and be like, you're a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah. Like,
you know what I mean?
Lisa and Meredith are the exact same person to me because they both, as soon as anyone throws a little bit of shit their way, they flip the fuck out.
Yeah.
But then they're more than happy to like stir the pot with everyone else.
They dish it, but they can't serve it.
Take it.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. But it was fucking batshit crazy. And then Lisa storms out.
Lisa, was flabbergasted.
Meredith had a full meltdown, even though like no one read her a message and left.
Yeah.
Then I read an article today that said that apparently Lisa had read out a message or had like picked a message for someone and it got read out, but it wasn't in the episode. It's been featured in like an extended uncensored version of the episode. And hers was about Meredith Marks, and she's quoted in an article and she was like, this is last year when I was super upset. I feel like Meredith digs up information to weaponize it. It's fucking dirty and I don't like it. That's all that was said.
Oh.
I think they both do that.
Yeah.
So Angie's was the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, gold star.
Heather did Whitney, and she basically said that Whitney was a fuckhead.
Yeah.
And she can't stand Whitney and she thinks Whitney's a horrible person.
Yeah.
And then afterwards was like,
sorry.
but I didn't mean it. It was in the heat of the moment, I love you, and then they like held hands.
Yeah, it was touching.
Yeah. I was like, wow, iconic. I can't wait for the reunion.
The 3 episodes.
Yeah.
It's a separate season, that reunion.
No, but the reunions are always so good.
Yeah, and the husbands are involved in the reunion too.
Dude.
Oh, there's gonna be blood.
I love the husbands. Blood. Would you, like, hypothetically speaking,
yeah,
out of all of the husbands, who would you have as your husband?
Oh God.
Like, you have to pick one.
Maybe Whitney's husband?
Jason.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to the...
Justin, not Jason.
I don't really pay attention when the husbands are talking, to be honest.
Mm.
Who would you pick?
I reckon I would go Lisa's husband. Because he's pretty, like...
I don't even remember who that man is. Sure. Apologies to that man.
Because he's pretty, like, placid, right? But then in the few instances where someone's really tried to go Lisa and he's around, he always sticks up for her.
Yeah.
And I love that for him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A photo of him in a skivvy's just come up on my Google, and that's actually really fucking jarring.
Crazy.
That's made me...
No, they're cute together.
Yeah. I don't mind Meredith's husband, but he's a bit weird. No, I like Lisa's husband the best. Justin's very sweet, but I like that John Barlow has a bit of bite to him.
Yeah, fair.
Like, I like that.
Yeah, period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, period. So that's the update on the Housewives. And so, yeah, the finale's this week, and I'm very excited. Lots is coming out. So much is coming out. MAF starts in like a week.
Crazy.
Lovers Island All Stars has just started.
Did you say Lovers Island?
Did I? Love Island. Love Island All Stars has just started. Obviously the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion. Summer House starts in a couple of weeks.
Ooh, ooh. Have you watched Southern Charm?
I have watched half of the newest episode. This season sucks. I'm going to say it.
It's so boring.
I think Southern Charm has come to its end.
I think they just need to call it a day.
Yeah, I think so too. There is nothing interesting about watching middle-aged men run around acting like they're 21-year-old frat boys.
So yuck. It's
not entertaining anymore. I would love to see more like of Madison, or like, I mean, Paige isn't going to have anything to do with it now, but like if I was going to have a reality show, I'd want like Madison, I'd want Paige. I actually really like Craig on screen, but I think less of like the Southern Charm vibe, and I'd want to see more about like his work. Him as like a business person, almost in like a Real Housewives capacity kind of thing. But yeah, I think Southern Charm, like I can't stand Shep.
No.
Shep does my fucking head in.
No. There's one point where Molly's like, oh, he's obviously good looking, and I'm like, where? He's obviously attractive. Where?
And when they're like, he's so intelligent, no, he's condescending. This man, I will admit, he's got this really weird talent of like amazing memory. He is very well versed in things, like knows fucking everything. But he is so condescending about it. And I fucking hate him. I don't know. I kind of like Austin, but
Austin pisses me off.
Yeah, I think I only kindly like Austin because of that dream that I had once.
He's just such a child.
Yeah.
About everything.
Yeah. Yep.
Act your fucking age.
I would hit JT with my car if I had half the opportunity.
Yeah.
That man needs to go.
Yeah.
Whitney couldn't care less. He needs to go as well. The only reason he's even in the fucking show is because he's a producer. That's it.
Oh.
I like Miss Patricia.
Yep.
But like the rest of the show isn't enough. It's run its course. Oh my god, my foot. Sorry. I just saw the bottom of my foot.
Very Hobbit.
It's actually fluffy. But that's everything that I've watch this week.
There you go.
And then I did read one book. Three Little Lies by Danielle Stewart. So we have been very lucky to receive an ARC copy, like an advanced reader copy of a book called Three Little Lies by Danielle Stewart. And so I finished that this week, and essentially it follows a woman named Jo who is a mother of two, and she agrees to take on an exchange student last minute named Eden. So Jo has two kids. She has a daughter and then a young son, and then she has a husband. And she's like the perfect housewife. They have like the perfect life. They make the husband makes lots of money. He works in tech. The kids go to like the most perfect private school. Her youngest has severe allergies, and she has perfected like I guess living with these allergies to the point where she's
Molly made the allergies in the kitchen.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Like she's set up her kitchen so she has two complete separate like cooking stations and serving areas and two sets of everything, so that one's for the allergens and one is for everyone else. And Eden, who is the exchange student, she has allergies and she's really interested in tech. So Jo's house just happens to be the perfect fit. So they take her on. But it's a thriller book where obviously everything isn't all as it seems. So there's heaps of like twists and turns and plot twists. And this is very similar to like a Frida McFadden book, very much like The Housemaid kind of vibes. And yeah, so I would give it a 3 out of 5, I reckon. The only reason being is because I feel like I've read so many Frida McFadden style books. Like this book, I wouldn't say jumped out with anything like completely groundbreaking or new. But if you're looking for like a thriller or an easy to read thriller, or you really like someone like Frida McFadden's writing, I think you'll love this book. Yeah, there were plot twists that I did not see coming at all, and you haven't guessed them either. So yes, it comes out on March 13 of this year, if anyone is interested. And yeah, that's all I've read. And then I downloaded Greta and Bowden. I've decided that's what I'm going to read next.
Rock and roll.
But then obviously when Onyx Storm comes out, I'm going to read that. So that's it, I reckon.
Fun.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's it, my dudes. Have the best week. And this is Onyx Storm week, so that's all we're going to be talking about. So yeah, if you want to join, I think we do Onyx Storm for book club.
Be rude not to.
And we start the next month early. And so if you're looking for somewhere to yell and scream live about Onyx Storm,
join our Fable.
The link is in our bio for everything. Yes. And we will all be counting down to see if you, Danika, make it to the end of Iron Flame in time.
Period.
You just let me know if you want me to send you TikToks where people summarize it for you.
Yeah, like I know that there are some there, but I want to smash it out.
Yeah.
You know what? We need to stop this episode. I need to read. Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.